The Rise and Fall of New York Drill, Kid Nerd. He do like UK drill videos and shit. But yeah.
It's been nearly 2 years since I last reported on the New York drill scene, and when I
Damn.
done my last recap on it, the scene was looking real promising, with many artists on the wave getting hit with big deals and millions of views pretty much overnight. But in 2024, the scene,
man, it's like if you would have told me fucking in 2021, this is like if you would have told me these are the names that carry in drill right now, like half of them I wouldn't even know. But it's like Shaji, D-Thing. I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Kenzo Bola, damn, he came up that much? Damn, so what happened to the other ones? And then it's like, bro, all these rappers is locked up, bro. And it's just like, it's insane to me that how are all these drill rappers just locked up at the same time facing 2 attempts, and all these crazy ass charges, motherfuckers in the feds? Like, that shit's crazy.
scene is looking like it's in real danger, with most of the top artists either falling off or getting caught up in the street.
Nah, I've watched a couple of his UK drill videos, not on here, but like on Kick and shit.
Today, we'll be getting into the rise and fall of New York drill. Before we get into this one, guys, so as we all know, hip-hop has been around for a while now, but in 2011, a new subgenre of hip-hop hit the streets, straight from Chicago, and this genre will change the hip-hop game forever. Teenagers from some of the most impoverished areas of Chicago would start dissing each other on dark trap-styled beats, which created what we know now as drill music. Early pioneers of this wave being Chicago artists like Chief Keef, Little Durk and Little Jojo, and it wasn't long before this new sound started hitting
Little Jojo?
different
Like
sides
shit.
of America, and
Like, when I think of, like, I don't know, pioneers of this shit.
even though
I don't know, Lil Jojo?
world. New York was one of the
Shout out to
first
him,
states
that's
to
good.
adopt this new sound in America. In 2012, a Bronx rapper called Polo Rell dropped which is believed to be the first drill song in New York when he released a single called Gucci Big Bank in December of that year. He continued dropping tracks until 2016, but was eventually stopped in his tracks when he was caught in the biggest indictment in New York history. Polo Rell was a part of a gang called B&B, which operated on a road called White Plains in the Bronx, and they were into it with another gang 8 minutes away in a housing project called Eastchester Gardens. Both gangs were causing havoc on the streets and seemingly getting away with it, but what both groups didn't know was in the shadows, the NYPD was keeping records of everything that was going on. They had thousands of CCTV videos and multiple witness statements of situations between both of the gangs, and on April the 27th, 2016, 700 riot officers struck and arrested 120 members they believed to be behind both
120? Was that shit that deep? Motherfuckers arrested the whole block. Like, damn. What the fuck? Nah. I feel like they was trying to get that rent down. What the fuck? 120 for 2 blocks? How big was Polo Rell shit?
struck.
Because I know Polo Rell. Like, I've listened to his music. I think he was in one of the videos I reacted to, like the rise of New York drill and shit. Like, we went from like 2012 to 2023 and shit. Like, every year there was a couple songs from like the Bronx, Brooklyn. They were showing like the evolution of New York drill. But shit, dang.
April the
120? Like, I feel like that's a whole apartment building, bro.
27th, 2016.
Like, for someone that fucking bought that apartment building lost all their tenants in one fucking sweep.
700 riot officers struck and arrested 120 members they believed to be behind both gangs, hitting them with a whole heap of different charges. The NYPD connected both gangs to 1,800 shots fired, 8 homicides, and countless drug and weapon offenses. Polo Rell was seen as having an important role in the B&B gang and was sentenced to life with a possibility of parole in 55 years, ending his career and more importantly his freedom, taking down New York's first drill rapper. See, the differences between New York and Chicago is that New York don't play when it comes to crime.
Yeah, New York, you gotta keep a low profile, and if like you have a high profile, you need to move out. But it's like Chicago, bro, they do not give a fuck, bro. Like, I swear, you look at the Duck case, that's a Fed case. The Feds picked that shit up and made them look hella stupid, like. But like the state, they do not give a fuck, bro. They want them to keep death matching and killing each other, bro. Like, I don't know how that shit works. Like, I feel like after people die, like we seen with the Vaughn shit, like they was just connecting Vaughn to random shit, like random bodies and shit. They just wanted to close them cases and like make their stats go up and on the cold cases. I feel like they just want to keep that shit up and they do it with other like people that like oh say this person like they'll just connect random people that passed away to bodies just because they was in a gang or some shit and they would just like close them cases just because of that.
New York City is one of the most surveyed cities in the world. In most boroughs, you can't even turn a corner without being on CCTV.
Yeah.
Chicago is the second most policed city in America, only beaten by one city, NYC, which has more than 3 times the amount of officers patrolling its streets. And it will become clear by the end of this video why New York drill artists don't last that long on the streets. In 2014, a fresh rapper from New York was taking the world by storm. On August the 1st, 2014, a Brooklyn rapper named Bobby Shmurda dropped the biggest rap single to come out of that year, called Hot Boy. Bobby Shmurda literally came out of nowhere, creating one of the first viral dances to hit social media, the Shmurda dance. At the time, everyone was doing the Shmurda dance all over Instagram and a platform that was buzzing at the time called Vine, catching the attention of new fans everywhere and unfortunately the police. See, what a lot of new fans didn't know at the time, Bobby Shmurda's breakout song Hot Boy had quite a lot of self-incriminating lyrics. Bobby Shmurda was part of a gang in Brooklyn called GS9, and when Hot Boy was released, Bobby and his gang was already being investigated heavily by the NYPD for a string of charges from selling drugs to murder. And after Bobby started going up in music, the NYPD labeled him as the boss of the gang. Only 4 months after he dropped his hit single, Shmurda and 14 other members of GS9 were all arrested inside a Manhattan recording studio and charged with 69 counts of criminal charges, resulting in Bobby taking a 7-year plea deal. At this point, it was looking like the New York music scene was cursed. Bobby was
and then he took 9 for wait, it didn't. Bobby and Rowdy both got 9 because Bobby got 7, Rowdy got 11, and then I don't know how that shit worked, but Bobby was offered a deal. Hey, you want to take 9? You can knock off 2 years off Rowdy. You just gotta take 2 more. That's exactly what Bobby did.
Was New York's first breakout artist.
I don't give a fuck what anybody gotta say about Bobby now. He fell off. He fucking hey yo. He just living life. Shout out him. But that's the realest shit, bro. He took 2 extra years so his mans could come home 2 years earlier.
For a very long time.
And then Rowdy came home before Bobby.
At a time where other cities like Atlanta was producing star after star. But soon, a new wave of drill music was about to take over the scene and change New York rap forever. In 2016, the UK drill scene was on fire. Groups like SLIXZZ and Harlem Spartans were at their peak of gaining international attention, literally transforming the drill sound worldwide. New York was one of the first places outside of London to adapt to this new style. In the summer of 2016, a Brooklyn rapper called 22G's was one of the first New York artists to jump on the UK drill beat in a song called Blicky, but he really...
Alright. Oh wait, I don't pause it.
Started making some noise in New York when he dropped a song called Suburban. After this track, more and more Brooklyn artists started emerging, all adopting UK drill type beats. In 2017, a rival drill rapper to 22G's called Chef G dropped a response track to 22G's song Suburban, naming it No Suburban, creating a big rivalry between both artists at the start of this new wave, pretty much making them the faces of New York drill at the time. But it wouldn't be long before
that shit gonna be 7 years old this year, yo.
For a new up and coming drill rapper would take Brooklyn drill to the world stage. The rapper being an artist called Pop Smoke.
Like, bro, I just don't want to look at my phone one day and just see Blink and Blake's music video came out 10 years ago. That's gonna be the craziest shit.
He really started showing some star potential when he dropped his first hit called Flexin', which was enough for Republic Records to sign him only a few months after that release. A month after signing his deal, he really proved that he wasn't no regular drill rapper when he released one of his biggest hits till this day called Welcome to the Party. The song was a commercial success.
So only got 200 million?
Yes, shining a massive spotlight on him and the whole Brooklyn drill wave.
Nah, that shit is, I don't know how old he is. He like 9 though. Or was he 7? That shit crazy, bro. Nah, he was really born in 2017, bro.
Other
What the
Brooklyn
fuck?
artists like Fivio Foreign and Busy
Fivio
Banks dropped big tracks soon after, cementing Brooklyn drill as one of the biggest music movements coming out of 2019. But it wouldn't be long until the whole scene would crash to its knees. 2020
I ain't lying. Like 2019 summer, bro. Busy, Max the Demon. Oh my god, bro.
year for Brooklyn drill. Off the back of the previous year's success, fans were predicting New York drill to keep stepping it up. Little did people know, the whole scene would pretty much be crushed before it could even grow. At the start of 2020, Pop Smoke was on the top of the world. He was networking with the biggest rappers in America while selling out shows worldwide. But unfortunately, Pop Smoke would be stopped before he could reach his full potential. In mid-February of 2020, Pop and his childhood friend Mike D flew from New York to
like this is the beginning of the end, bro.
California and rented out a property in Beverly Hills.
Beginning of the end
while
for
enjoying his time on the other side of the country, Pop may have got a bit too comfortable. Throughout his stay in Cali, the pair made several social media posts showing off their trip, posting the views of where they were staying and the white Range Rover they were driving. But where Pop Smoke really messed up was when he posted a video of some designer shopping he got delivered to the property, which showed the address of where he was staying. 4 gang members who didn't live too far from the area caught wind of where Pop Smoke was staying at. They then proceeded to run up in the property with masks, looking to rob anything on sight. When they got into the house, Pop was in the shower.
Like, wait, they just get unreleased footage?
I noticed at first. But when one of the robbers eventually found the rapper, they ended up getting into an altercation, leading to Pop Smoke being shot 3 times in the back, with one of the shots being fatal. Pop Smoke's death not only affected New York, but
damn, bro, this Mel's TV interview, I'll never forget this.
Hip-hop as a whole. Pop was only rapping for less than 2 years, and the impact he made on the Brooklyn drill scene was undoubtedly unmatched. Brooklyn drill would never really recover from his loss, and stuff was only gonna get worse for the borough. In May of the same year, another Brooklyn drill rapper and close friend to 22 G's, called Nick Blicky, was shot 7 times and later died to his injuries. In the same month, another smaller Brooklyn rapper would also face the same demise, after an artist called KG Balla was shot and killed in a drive-by. One rapper that was also making noise at the time was a Brooklyn artist named Casanova. He was
I ain't gonna lie, KJ Balla, like, people overrate his shit, like, respectfully, bro. Rest in peace him, but people showed hella fake love after he passed away. Motherfuckers didn't even know who KJ was. Like, after he passed, bro, motherfuckers, no, bro. Like, I hate, like, the fake love they get after, like, I know everybody talk about that shit, but that shit is, like, apparent here.
That was also making noise at the time was a Brooklyn artist named Casanova. He was becoming a well talked about rapper, mainly due to his actions off the mic, with many dramas and feuds with other rappers in the game. But in the end of 2020,
I don't care, bro. Like, Casanova is not no drill rapper. He's just a New York rapper, bro.
Casanova and members of his Gorilla Stone Bloods gang were all caught up on the RICO case, which eventually resulted in Casanova being sentenced to 16 years in 2023. Unfortunately, one of the last standing big rappers on the Brooklyn drill scene would also meet the same fate a month later. In 2020, after dropping 2 big albums, Chef G was proven to be at the top of the game and was looking likely to be the next big prospect. But in early,
they're calling his ass fucking the next Biggie. The 2020's fucking Biggie Smalls.
2021, Chef G got booked for possession of a gun, which landed him a 2-year sentence. He was looking to get released in 2023 and make a big comeback on the declining scene. Unfortunately, the feds had a different idea, because not long before he was scheduled to be released, Chef G was hit with an 140 count indictment, which accuses the rapper of orchestrating multiple shootings and other acts of violence on rival gang members. If you couldn't tell already, New York don't play when it comes to gang activity. Next to nothing really goes past them. They'll normally wait to build up the perfect case on the gang and hit them with a
face. It's a what's the shit on his ear? I think you get it if, like, you don't wash properly or some shit. I don't know. Like, I forget what people are talking about.
RICO, which in history,
but it ain't that crazy.
Has a 98% prosecution.
And I don't think he's able to do anything about it because the medical in there. Like, I don't think he can go to medical because no, it's not cauliflower ear at all. Like, it's like, I don't know. He just needs to leak it.
Accuses these.
Because that shit is not his ear. Like, it's like right below his ear. Like, cauliflower ear would be his ear. Like, you see the shit right here. Like, I think he has to, like, they have to leak it and shit. He has to get actual medical attention. but like I don't think the jails provide that because he's not like in any danger of like dying or anything.
Chef G was
I
hit
don't know,
with an
though.
140 count
I don't know
indictment,
too much
which
about that.
accuses the rapper of orchestrating multiple shootings and other acts of violence on rival gang members. If you couldn't tell already, New York don't play when it comes to gang activity. Next to nothing really goes past them. They'll normally wait to build up the perfect case on the gang and hit them with a RICO, which in history has a 98% prosecution rate. If you don't know what a RICO is, to put it simply, it's basically a federal charge that targets an organization or group that has committed multiple normal crimes,
Y'all know how I feel about that shit. It started federally focused on
either within the
mafia.
group or for
States
that
adopted
group.
similar laws, but it's not like a RICO indictment is different from like a state indictment. Like they don't like the state indictment. They don't call it a RICO, or they can't hit you with RICO charges or racketeering. Like D-Thing shit, he got hit with conspiracy. Conspiracy is the stupidest law ever, but that's like a state shit. Like what K-Flock is facing and what D-Thing's facing is two completely different things. Man, K-Flock, if he's get convicted, he can get life in prison. Like minimum life in prison if he's convicted. But D-Thing, he got conspiracy, pled guilty to that shit, and got out in 2 years and still is on parole. Like, you see the difference? 2 years, and he pled guilty to the shit, and he had like gun charges and shit. He only had to do 2 years. So, and motherfuckers that was on that indictment, like Reem and Six, who's also on that RPT indictment, got out the same year. This man K-Hound got bail. You're not getting bail, bro. Like motherfuckers said, if you get hit with a RICO charge and you come home with no ankle monitor, like you ratted, bro. Like there's no way you come home from a federal indictment with no ankle monitor on. It's crazy to even come home from a federal indictment, but yeah.
RICO charges were originally introduced in the
John Gotti?
1970s in an attempt to combat the Italian mafia, which were operating in New York and getting away with a lot of crime due to high levels of organization within the mafia families. But today it's used for all types of situations, like fraudulent businesses and of course to take down gangs. By 2021, Brooklyn drill was just a shell of what it was a couple years back, but soon the next phase of drill would take place.
But I ain't gonna lie, like I feel like 2020 did 2020 Brooklyn did a perfect like transition to 2021 Bronx. Like I feel like there was only a couple months in 2021 where there was like little to no like drill hits. Like I feel like from like October to November of 2020 to like February and March of 2021, and I wasn't even in tune with like Bronx drill in 2021 because I wasn't doing YouTube or none of this shit. I was just a casual listener to Brooklyn drill. But yeah, and then I got onto it like April, May type shit.
And arguably make more noise than ever before.
But Brotherly Love was out and like doing his thing in what was that, March 2021?
Right in the same place hip hop started, the Bronx.
Appreciate for the resale.
Teenagers from the Bronx started rapping on sampled beats with a lot of energy and very disrespectful lyrics. Some of the first to do it was part of a large gang in the south of Bronx.
I could use a little help.
Yeah, I don't say you can't come home from a federal indictment, but it's very rare, and you probably get on ankle monitor if you're not telling. If you're telling, you probably get home without ankle monitor, but still.
Jeez. YG rappers like Spaz Drilly and a few rappers coming from a housing complex called the River Park Towers started this new and exciting drill sound in 2019. Opposition gangs in the Bronx like DOA and OGs also jumped on the wave not too long after. The Bronx drill scene really started gaining a lot of attention all over social media, just due to how different it was. The start of the scene was literally just low production music videos.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was like looking at this shit. Like, look at CI's fit, bro. He got the random fucking red joggers with the stripe down the side, like in the 83 baby, the merch. He's wearing the merch. Like, look how low budget this shit is. Motherfuckers not trying to like put that shit on and really got Amiris, fucking like all that shit on. Like, they just really just out in the hood, just shot a music video and just like, I don't know. Like, that's just what it is. Like, that's just how like fire the music was. Man got a fucking Nike Tech with a Carhartt vest on.
Scene really started gaining a lot of attention all over social media, just due to how different it was. The start of the scene was literally just low production.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, low-key did skip over to eat our shit. Cause Eli was getting this shit in 2020.
Music videos, with rappers dancing around and having fun while dissing each other very disrespectfully. While the top Brooklyn drill artist in his time was more focused on rapping about their lifestyles while throwing the odd diss to their ops. This new Bronx drill scene was straight up focused on dissing. Two rappers who led the movement was a YG rapper called D-Fang and a DOA rapper called K-Flock. And what made it so interesting that both these rappers weren't just rivals, they were also cousins.
Now, why am I looking at K-Flock? Because I don't be like fucking studying K-Flock music videos and looking at them, but I'm looking at K-Flock like, damn, this man Convy really copied his whole fucking flow, word for word, bar for bar. I'm looking at this shit like, damn, he look like Convy, bro. Why the fuck does K-Flock look like
Made it
Convy?
so interesting that both these rappers weren't just rivals, they were also cousins. In late 2020 and 2021, the whole of the Bronx was looking like one big playground. Rappers were literally live streaming, spinning each other's blocks, while
No. Rappers weren't doing that. K-Flock was doing that.
rival rappers were going on Instagram live dissing each other. And all of this was attracting big attention.
Yeah,
rappers were going on Instagram live dissing each other.
Damn, imagine this nowadays. How much is shit getting?
While rival
What is this?
rappers are going
I don't even know what this is. SHIXZZ, C Blue, PJ Glizzy. I don't know who's in the corner. Like this shit getting like fucking 5,000 minimum.
Instagram live dissing each other. And all of this was attracting big attention to the borough, which was reflecting on their views on tracks. But once again, this would all come crashing down. Violent crime was on a sharp increase in the Bronx. And as we could all probably guess by now, the NYPD wasn't gonna let this continue to get worse. And one by one, most big rappers were taken down. On December the 24th, after signing a record deal rumored to be worth 7 figures, the big star of the scene, K-Flock, was arrested and charged for the murder of a man in Harlem. A couple big indictments on the YGs also took out a lot of big rappers from that side, like Lee Drilly and D-Fang. A lot of other popping rappers at the time, like PJ Glizzy, Nazi BK and CJ Goon to name a few, were hit with some serious charges also, leaving only a few big rappers to carry the scene. But this also left a big audience for new and lesser known rappers to fill. Two rival groups coming out of Manhattan called the OUSMANE and the Sweepers started taking off after all of this. But recently, with two of
So they wouldn't do anything like previously?
the biggest rappers of the Sweepers,
Lee Drilly is Drilly?
and Nazi, being hit with some attempted
Wait, you can't be YG and Drilly?
murder charges.
Like Lee Drilly wasn't YG and Drilly? He was double jacking
with
that?
multiple OY rappers either now dead or locked up, it seems like history might be repeating itself again. It's been your boy Kid Nerd, and peace out.
Like, I feel like you could have went more in depth on the Manhattan drill shit. He was, but he's still Drilly. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay. So he was double jacking YG and Drilly. Okay. It was dead from the moment they tried forcing Fabio down anyone's throat. Yeah, pause. But yeah, they try to have Fabio fill in Pop Smoke's shoes.